GSL.
What's up, guys? We're back here at the GSL Code S. A very first best of 3 to start today off. Life-crushing simple 2-0.
That's right. It was a quick one. He's down and dirty. Life just showing he is a better player. Now we're going to go into YoDa against Bbyong.
This could be closer. Again, Bbyong the favorite here.
Yeah, Bbyong is a better player than YoDa overall from what we've seen in the recent past. Yes, YoDa made it into Code S last season. Bbyong didn't. But that was like a lot of luck of the draw and stuff for the ridiculous brackets because that was an open GSL season.
Yeah.
Now, here, YoDa doesn't perform quite as well as Bbyong in individual leagues historically. He doesn't perform quite as well.
Let's keep in mind, Bbyong is kind of, well, he was for a period, the last Terran. Him and Mario.
He's an extremely good Terran player.
He was doing well when Terrans were not, which is something to really be impressed by. It's not every day that you see somebody stick around in Code S when hardly any members of the race are still there.
Yeah. Well, definitely Bbyong the favorite. And here's the thing, I think YoDa versus Symbol could be a very good match. I think Bbyong versus Life could be a very good match.
If things are going the way that I think most people would predict them to go, especially with this, we should have a bunch of very good close games here for Game 3 or Set 3 and Set 4.
Yeah, I think so. But this one could be good as well. I'm not really sure what YoDa's going to bring to the table against Bbyong here. So, I guess we'll see.
This yawn. All of our viewers will yawn in the next minute now. And their dogs
I still
that are
haven't
with them will
yawned
yawn.
since that day I told you I wouldn't yawn.
You just said no. I'm quitting yawning.
Yeah, yawning is dumb.
It sucks up a lot of unnecessary oxygen in the room. Map 1 is going to be on Overgrowth. And after that, Iron Fortress and King Sejong Station. For the vetoes, YoDa takes out Deadwing and Bonnie Research Station. Bbyong going with a Nixon Merry-Go-Round and Expedition Lost.
Huh, that's interesting. Okay. I think Bbyong really trying to bring down the volatility by erasing those 2 maps.
So we're going to have this on the classic StarCraft II map. Overgrowth, we've seen this map a lot. And that map is loaded up now, so get ready for our second best of 3. Terran versus Terran here with YoDa against Bbyong in the GSL Code S. In the bottom left, in the red.
YoDa Prime.
And in the upper right, in the blue, he is
CJN2's Bbyong.
All right. So, let's see what these guys want to open up with. Of course, this is definitely one of the maps where you can play pretty defensively. It's much harder to get drops in here than most maps. So, definitely the possibility that they go for more of a economy focus. But YoDa gonna go gas first, so probably gonna see some early harassment from him.
Which we'll have to see how that actually goes. But if he does do some damage, that would be great for YoDa. We do see this. It's pretty typical, actually, although not as common in the first best of 3. First game of the best of 3 is that they'll do some kind of rush somewhere in there, try to get a lead that way. Kind of break one of the guy's legs or arms or something, and try to win in the long game, long fight from there.
That's actually kind of a funny way to look at it. We could actually
maybe breaking a leg is a little bit too dramatic, or
well, that's like that's gonna.
I'm
really
pretty sure
hurt.
I could beat most people whose legs I've broken. So.
Like you kill 4 SCVs. Like, oh god, he broke his nose. Oh man, you know, like if you kill like his command center, it's like, oh my god, he broke both his legs.
He took off all of his fingers.
Yeah.
Imagine that, fighting without fingers, man. Just got a flipper for an arm.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah.
You'd slap people really well,
Street Fighter
right?
jabs, though, right?
Some
Chung-Li jabs.
You do like you'd basically have to fight like Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
Bicycle kicks? Oh, yeah.
You know?
Did you play that new Mortal Kombat? I never got it.
No, Mortal Kombat 10 I haven't.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does look pretty good, actually.
I kind of kind of fell out of the Mortal Kombat series. I never actually had it on console.
Dude, I loved
I
Mortal
played
Kombat
it in the arcade when I was a kid, but I played Mortal Kombat 2 and a little bit of a...
I played a little bit of 2, but mostly
I think I didn't play 3. Yeah, it was just 2.
I spent countless hours playing 1. It was so much fun.
That was, for our viewers that were younger, that was like the game that people were like, all right, games have finally become too violent.
Yeah,
which is hilarious now because
GTA of our time.
Yeah, that was the GTA of our time, was the fact that you could uppercut a guy and he would land on spikes. That was...
Yeah.
I remember my mom was like, nope, that one's got the rating M. And I'm like, oh, I hate these ratings at Blockbuster.
My mother was pretty unhappy to see us type in the blood code.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, eat it, Mom. I use the blood code all the time.
I'm 30 years old and you can't stop me. I don't live in the same country.
Well, looks like Bbyong wants to go for a reasonably fast expansion here. And, of course, YoDa continuing to tech up. Yeah. Are you going to get the Mortal Kombat game?
I don't know. Actually, I want to ask.
I probably won't.
I want to ask the viewers actually a question, but let's talk about this heli coming here first. He is going to get in here and actually get, well, I guess a little bit of
scouting.
info. He saw the CC and saw no gas there.
Yeah, that was basically all the info.
You have to play Mortal Kombat with a joystick? Because I see it's been so long since I played it. Do I need a fighting stick or do I need a controller? And please only write me on Twitter if you actually know what you're talking about, because I know, like...
My guess is that probably every fighting game should be better with a stick, right?
I don't believe
Unless
that's
you're
true at all.
Zangief.
I believe that's not true at all. I believe you can play Soul Calibur actually just fine with a control caliber.
Is it? I'm not saying that you can play it just fine. I'm saying, like, shouldn't most characters, like, it depends, right? Because the reason why Zangief you can use it is because you can quickly do that on a thumb pad.
Well, yeah, I don't know how hard the string
thumb
combos
pads
are.
in general are probably inferior, almost always, right, to a stick.
I think so, yeah.
So,
by the way, nice job there by YoDa. Actually taking care of everything.
Just because you can use one doesn't mean that that's
I was thinking of games like Tekken, or I guess Tekken. They play Tekken. I don't know. Somebody let me know, because I need to get a new fighting game stick. My last one is a little bit messed up. Too much abuse. Too much love, actually.
Well, good defense here by Bbyong. And that has to frustrate YoDa a little bit. He's going into
Here's the thing is I have to actually just put that disclaimer out there. Only let me know if you actually play Mortal Kombat and know this, because I know someone's just going to tweet at me and be like, it's fine either way, Tezos. And then if I met them in person, I'd be like, have you ever played Mortal Kombat? And they'd be like, no. Oh, man. Nice mine hit there.
Yeah, but Bbyong still doing totally fine here. And he's going to be going into these Cloaked Banshees. So that plus the quicker command center, looking pretty cool for him. Definitely has the possibility to get a decent amount of kills with these Banshees, but we'll see, because we have the third Viking on the way, which means he's going to be able to scan and kill Banshees reasonably well, as long as he scans just right.
Yeah, and he sees that Banshee leaving as well as Cloak coming here.
Yeah, that's an important scan for sure.
And there's a scan over here to see how many Vikings there are. He sees the third one pop out. So he may wait a little bit before engaging it all there. So Bbyong has a little bit of an econ lead. He took that expansion a little bit quicker. I think the Banshee can actually poke in here and probably take out... excuse me, I had to do a double take. I thought that was at the bottom right side of the map for a second. I was going to say he could come in there and get SCVs, but never mind.
I got to say, I like Bbyong's position here. And I think Bbyong is going to be going for mech. Which, of course, would put him in an even greater position.
But with that armory, it would look like it'd be a pretty good tech into that. Now, there's no turret over here, so he's going to be able to get some SCVs right here.
Yeah, look at this already. And the thing is, YoDa's actually putting a lot of money into defense here. He's building multiple missile turrets. He has 4 Vikings. And, okay, good thing he got that on one scan. That was important. But still, it was worthwhile, that was a worthwhile Banshee.
Yeah, well-placed scan there. Make absolutely sure he has vision as that's leaving. And we have a YoDa going to go and push out on the map now. Then this may be met with these Hellions. So he wants to be careful with those Marines.
Okay, he's got to be careful about this. Those siege tanks will do reasonably well. And, of course, you can land the Vikings. Now, this is a great moment for YoDa. He may be able to get behind the minerals there over at the third base and siege up the natural. So Bbyong has to hold this right now, or we're going to see YoDa gain a nice advantage. Some great targeting.
Yeah, really good targeting there. Really thinning that army out. And this is actually causing him to push over to even acquire that position. Now with Banshees here, and Viking's not landed yet, but let's keep in mind that the ground army here for YoDa is pretty thin. He's actually going to march. Wasn't sure what he was going to do there for a second. Okay, he's having the Banshee come in here and take out these tanks. And yeah, he's just going to march right in here. This is actually great.
Yeah, he's taking some damage on these Hellbats, but that's okay. If he can just erase all these tanks, he's going to be in a good spot.
You know what? These Vikings can't even leave now. This is like a perfect game here from Bbyong.
That's quite the case.
Yeah, landing these now. This is a funny looking game.
Oh, man.
All right, we're finally seeing a game where this is happening in Code S.
I love it.
So he totally shut down that push. I don't know if pushes like that are always that strong at this level of play.
Yeah.
Especially since Bbyong had his expansion up earlier.
I think the main problem there was the fact that Bbyong got the really great volleys off on the Marines as they were coming up. If he hadn't killed off...
You mean with the Hellbat, or the Hellions?
With the Hellions, yeah. If he hadn't killed off a bunch of Marines right there, that would have been much harder to clear. In fact, I think that we probably would have seen YoDa do some significant damage. And, you know, his Vikings were a little bit out of position as well. There was, like, a couple little things that went wrong with YoDa there, which really made Bbyong take a big advantage by crushing them. And now he's going into mech. YoDa doesn't have like some sort of lead going up against us on Overgrowth.
I want to highlight something here too that I think is pretty important, is the fact that, yeah, YoDa not going mech, but also that Bbyong has this huge Viking advantage.
Yeah.
Which really makes it a bit weird here for someone like YoDa, because he can actually have his medevacs picked up. He, if the Mechie player has spotting there for tanks, and look, he's actually going to come right up over here and just drop right on top of these SCVs. He's going to lose one medevac, but that's totally fine as long as he gets a few more of these workers. He's going to pick up now. Looks like just back off. Oh, are you serious? What is this? What? Does this work?
Man.
You can do this?
Speed medevacs.
Like surely somewhere there will be a Marine somewhere in there.
Well, this was actually pretty successful for Bbyong because, you know, this is something we used to see a lot of back in the GOMTV days, which we may be re-entering this season, we'll see. But we used to see a lot of mech versus bio, and one cool thing to see is, like, Hellions are pretty important in this because you're really limited by your gas as the mech player, whereas the bio player is limited by his minerals. So anytime you can trade mineral for mineral,
I love what you're saying.
You're very happy with that.
It's a great way to keep them behind, even if it doesn't work out. You didn't really mess up too much.
No, it's the mineral units are expendable. You just need to have enough to buffer for your gas units. That's it.
So we have YoDa now pushing out to the middle of the map. Bbyong would not be pushing out now since he's meching up. He wants to get to about 150, 155 supply really before he does anything here. We almost never see pushes before that.
No.
I know we used to, like, way long ago, see people do pushes at 120, but they always died in Marine Marauders. So
certainly.
And that was back when TvT was actually competent GSL. So we probably had worser players playing then.
As far as medium-sized armies go, nothing in the game beats Marine Marauder medevac, really.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But as soon as you get to big armies, then it can start losing this stuff. So that's something they have to look for. And look at this, once again, trading mineral for mineral here. YoDa wanting to get some sort of damage on. He may be able to. There's not a whole lot here. The SCV's being pulled immediately, bringing in some Hellbats as well, but that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, it certainly shouldn't be. Although he is going to be able to take out, oh, maybe not take out this tank, excuse me. Not with those mules, certainly not. Let's see what he's got to defend here, and that's what happens when you have a lot of Vikings.
Yeah, he's, you know, the Vikings do give you that sky advantage where you can kill off medevacs, you can spot for their siege tanks and push them back. So Bbyong actually takes significant damage there.
What if we just started calling Bbyong Bbyong?
I can't do it.
Bbyong?
I've been calling him Bbyong for years.
Let's think of how we could misread all of the names.
Bbyong.
YoDa.
YoDa. YoDa.
Well, so far, I'd say YoDa has not done a horrible job, but Bbyong has pretty much deflected everything. It's not a common sight to have the meching player taking the fourth base before the Marine Marauder with some siege tank player. Now, that may lead to YoDa having a successful attack here. It's pretty hard with under 150 supply to actually defend 3 places at once, especially if it's all hugging the top part of the map.
Yeah, you're very right. Like, he can't actually defend everything at once, but you know, the thing is that's minerals that he's using. So like, you have to really look where the mech player is putting his minerals, because it's a very clever thing. Like that CC costs minerals over on the left. He's built a bunch of mineral-based missile turrets to try to hold off that area. So he's kind of centering his army, you know, all of his gas units together in that center area. And that's where he really has to hold on. Like, even if he lost that base over on the left-hand side, that doesn't necessarily mean the game is over.
Well, we have a push coming up here, and this is pretty scary. He's able to drop right on here. The medevacs are not going to be as useful, though. These Vikings coming out here, and the Hellbats are being dropped down. The tank's already obliterated. Wow. We don't even know where the medevacs went here for YoDa.
Yeah, you may want to pull back with these Hellbats pretty quickly here. These are Marauders actually kiting them at the moment, so the Marauders will end up killing off Hellbats, but the siege tank's on siege. Yeah, he's just going for the kill at the moment.
Not many moments you see unsieged siege tanks, you know, chasing Marauders. This is an Instagram moment, guys. Get your cell phones out here.
Yeah. Well, looks like Bbyong is taking like a very large advantage.
We actually have something happening at the bottom right. I don't know what it is.
Well, I can tell you because I have a PC now.
Yeah, let me know.
Scouting and building expansion.
Okay, floating racks over there.
Yeah. Should land and make a Marine.
Yeah.
Well, Bbyong is like such a supply lead right now. They have the same amount of miners, but we have an additional base for Bbyong. Bbyong actually has like more medevacs. It's kind of funny. He has 10 more siege
Everything
tanks.
is wrong the way this looks for the way this match was supposed to be. Now, this is a pretty nasty arc to run into, especially when the Hellbats drop over here. I think this actually might be the beginning of the end here.
Could be the end of the end, even.
That could be. This could be actually the credits, like after the end is done, and we see, like, you know, brought to you by Tasteless.
Bloopers in filming the game. Just like, I don't know, I'll just attack move with all these Hellbats. Who needs long range? Just walk right in those siege tank lines. Well,
right.
I mean, at this point, Bbyong is even being like a little bit wasteful with that attack, not pushing that slowly, but he doesn't need to.
I always watch what the players look like in the booth at moments like this.
Well, that tells the story better than we can oftentimes.
Yeah. Usually we see the hands off the mouse.
Yeah.
Expletives being mouthed out there, but so far YoDa has a poker face on.
Well, he can't be feeling good inside Tasteless, that's for sure.
A calm and composed GG. Game number 1 goes to Bbyong. Bbyong actually showing a lot of patience there. He really was in the lead for most of that, but TvT really is a lot about not overextending. Not getting too greedy.
I think that Bbyong chose a better opening, and I'm not talking about mech versus bio, even though obviously mech is superior.
Yeah.
But like just the opening where he didn't go for gas first. Like a lot of maps do call for gas first, so you can get some drops going and try to get some harassment done. But that is like the antithesis. That map is the most easily defendable, and it has like this short drop area in the main base, so it's actually much easier to watch all the areas and not take damage. But YoDa decided to do that. And then when you add on top of that the nice volley from the Hellions that killed so many Marines and allowed him to bust through that early push, those two things were really YoDa's downfall here.
And it was at the end of that, the fact that there were so many Vikings out now for Bbyong, which is never the way this matchup is even supposed to look for that phase of the game. He was beat back so far, and we even saw Bbyong taking a 4th base and holding it against a player going Marine Marauder tank.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen. So Bbyong going to be feeling pretty confident here. Map number 2 is going to be on Iron Fortress.
All right, well, Iron Fortress is a really big map. Those third bases can be hard to take. I don't think that Bbyong will go for mech here. Definitely much more. I'm thinking we're going to see Marine tank, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I think this is a good Marine tank map. I would not recommend people mech on this, but we'll see what they got in store. Always a chance, of course, for some proxy, some cheese, something like that.
Sure.
Most common to have that in most of StarCraft II in the second game of the best of 3, although last season it was most common in game 1 of a best of 3. Anyways, the winner goes on to face off against Life. The loser moves on to face off against Symbol here. as we go into game 2 of the second best of 3 here on the map. Iron Fortress. I feel like I'm making like actual like loops here as I'm trying to wait for this map load. Okay, it's finally loaded. So we're going into this GSL Code S. I'm back, bitches. In the bottom left, in the red, he is
YoDa Prime.
in the upper right in the blue. He is
CJN2's Bbyong.
You know, at the start of this, I felt like I didn't quite have my casting voice. I didn't cast for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you didn't.
I didn't quite have it at the start. I was like Ariel in Little Mermaid when she lost her voice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, at least she gained legs for it, right?
I don't have legs right now. My lower half of my body's a fish.
Yeah.
Only you can see that, yeah. And I really need to be put back in the water here. My skin is really dry.
Your skin is really dry.
Yeah.
You poor fish.
My scale is really dry, too. I just naturally have dry skin on the human part of my body, the upper half. But that might just be because I don't use enough lotion. I don't know.
Also, your skin dries out, you know, all that salt water.
That's
you swim
true.
around it and you come out.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Nobody ever points out that mermaids and mermen should actually have very dry skin. They should actually have crackly lips and be pretty dehydrated.
Well, the thing is, they go underwater so quickly, it's like whatever, you know? And they can definitely drink seawater. So I don't know
Are you
about
sure about that?
Oh, are they drinking fresh water underwater? They live underwater and they're drinking fresh water, tasteless.
Well, do they have gills on their hips?
The best they could get is brackish water, and that's if they live in the right area. No, they drink salt water.
Yeah, but they have human organs on the upper part of their body.
We don't know what organs are inside of there. They
No,
could have...
I'm pretty confident, actually.
Okay, first off, they have to have an air bladder, or they can't move up and down in the water. Okay, so already they have at least one fish organ
You know
up at
what's
the top of the
bothering me
body.
was why do mermen and mermaids have nipples? I just can't get over
And
that.
their lungs? Do you think their lungs just fill up with water? I don't think so.
No, that's why they have to come. They're like dolphins. They got to come up above the water.
No. No, Tasteless. They talk underwater. No, no, no.
Yeah,
They have fish organs in the upper half of their body. Maybe not all fish organs.
They don't have gills.
I know that the mermaid Ariel, she had a very good heart, so that was like probably a human heart there because fish don't normally show a lot of love, but you know.
What was that? The name of the villain in Little Mermaid?
Oh God, what was her
Ursula?
name? Ursula.
Ursula,
Wow, that's
right?
really
Wow.
good.
Wow, guys.
That's a good memory there. You'd think I'd know that, but no.
Yeah,
it's
you're the
you.
one with the daughter. I just.
We don't watch Little Mermaid, actually.
Why is that too scary?
I
ending part's
think we
pretty
just
scary
never
for kids.
watched it. I don't know. But yeah, I think it might be scary. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I was watching a week ago. I had to turn it off. It was so we got the SCV coming around now.
Yeah, nice scout there by Bbyong. Bbyong, by the way, has gone for a much quicker factory here, but still getting a well-timed out command center. But, I'm glad that we figured that out, that mer people have fish organs in them.
They have to have some fish organs.
Here's what I want to know. Do mermaids give live birth, or do they lay eggs?
Ooh, I hope they don't give live birth.
Why?
I don't know. That just ruins the whole mermaid thing. They have to lay eggs. They lay eggs.
Do you think mer people should count, like, should they be able to, like, vote in human elections? Should they count as humans, mer people?
I mean, if they're resident of the area, like, I wouldn't want to see it.
Well, the thing is, like, each country owns a certain amount of area off their shore. Oh, we do have a little attack here. Some, decent lining up there.
Yeah, actually,
with this Hellion, really.
Forced him out there.
Look at him.
Is he going to go all the way around? No, he'll be quartered in here. That did a lot more damage than I was expecting that to do.
Yeah, you got a lot more value out of that than what was anticipated. He's making a medevac now, getting some more Hellions as well. He's definitely going to try to continue to put on some damage.
Oh, what? I thought that
He saw
thought
it.
thought he was actually set that up for a second. So, YoDa now in a decent defensive position. 24 SCVs to 27. Game fairly even. It looks like he wants to send the medevac down here to pick up these 4 Hellions and probably drop them into the main.
Well,
the Viking should be out, but it's not in a good position to spot for this.
Yeah.
And this is the phase of the game where it's actually pretty hard for Terran, YoDa, I should say, to get up into his main and save it in time. So with 4 Hellions coming up here, this could do a lot of damage. This could really give Bbyong a massive lead here in a game where YoDa has just a little bit of an edge right now.
Yeah, let's see what he gets done with this drop. There's just so much dark area here that he can drop into, and he realizes this. Going to go ahead and do so. Oh, man, I think he's going to be able to get a good amount of SCVs with this.
Yeah, I think he should actually come from the other... Oh, hold on. He's going to come in here right now. I think it's his next one. Oh, wow, actually playing really safe here. You notice that?
Yeah,
he did not overextend at all.
A lot of people would chase the giant clock and be like, I want to win the game right now!
That's what I was going to say he should do, was actually go all the way around. Oh,
but this actually worked out really well the way he did it, because then all the units had to come further in to get him, and then he was actually able to come down here.
This is not stopping Artosis.
No, it certainly is not. 12 SCVs dead already.
Wow. One more.
Wow.
There we go. 15 SCVs
Really successful. Has a nice big lead as far as economy goes.
I was going to say he should come around from the right side.
He should have been a murder person and come from underneath.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't work on this map very well.
Yeah, I guess that's not water, is it?
No. He would have spawned underneath and just been like, oh, like a mermaid buried underground. Merman.
Yeah, I guess if you bury a person alive.
Bury a mer person.
Yeah, if you bury a mer person alive.
Bury.
That's basically like a human drowning.
Non-regional diction here in this cast.
Yeah. But that's the equivalent of a human drowning, though.
Yeah, that is mer person. Or maybe we could both relate to the mermaids and mermen by being shot into space. Neither of us would be very comfortable there.
How about this? What if a mer person was caught in an avalanche? Because snow is just like... It's like basically what they swim in all the time, but can they breathe snow? I don't think they can breathe snow.
I'll tell you one thing I can tell you from this conversation is it's definitely not okay to keep a mermaid in your swimming pool in the back and think it's going to be happy there.
Especially because there's chlorine in there. That's just not...
Even if you don't have chlorine, even if you do the SeaWorld thing, okay, it's not enough room for a mermaid or a merman to move around in.
No, certainly not.
I never thought we'd be able to talk about this topic that much, Artos, as well.
I'm just trying to think, like, do they use gills or do they actually have water go into their human-esque lungs to breathe?
Well, I think it's
not that. And if they were caught in an avalanche, would they just try to, like, swallow enough snow that they could breathe? Like, how does that work?
They could probably handle pretty cold temperatures. I mean, the ocean's not warm most of the time.
It's not as cold as snow, though.
No, not as cold.
Well, I guess actually it gets colder than snow in some areas. It matters where they're from. If they're like Antarctic mermen or women.
Yes.
So these are the things I think about. These are the questions that I have. Well, it looks like...
He can actually go around this. He could actually go into the main here.
Yeah, this is kind of
and I don't know if YoDa has enough to do a full-on push. In fact, YoDa just not moving here, really.
He's trying to, like... It's kind of interesting the way he's playing, because he's holding the center part of the map, realizing that if Bbyong wants to go around, it's like a very long way. But if he stays there too long, like moves like that are very good for a limited amount of time, and then your opponent like may surround you and kill it, and he doesn't actually have any real intel. Look at this. Bbyong is just going around him right now.
Yeah, these are soft contained moves, but with soft contains instead of hard contains, you got to stay mobile.
Yeah.
And I think, if he comes in with his whole army at either angle, he's going to win the fight. So with all these mules being dropped, there could be a lot of damage done to the workers over here. Now, note, he's not bringing in the drops just yet. He wants to bring this army in here and make it look like he's going to trap in the Hellions.
Exactly, exactly.
Then he's like, guess what, nerd?
So here's some more! And now YoDa is very, very sad.
Drop on him again.
It was actually a very well done move.
Wow. Turrets coming down. Totally unnecessary, but you know what? It's going to cut off the army that's going to be coming back over here. Actually, this is really cool. No, wrong way.
It's quite a nice move. Yeah, those Hellbats kind of getting wasted, but Bbyong has gained a pretty good advantage from this. Continuing to kill off a lot of units.
He's actually going for the attacking units. I would have thought he would have dropped on workers here, but
I guess he's trying to like, almost. I think actually it doesn't matter as much, the workers in this situation, because if he kills off the army, he can't take any damage as the mech player.
That is true.
Like on a map like this, it's much more wide open. you're more afraid of them actually being able to do damage to your mech. So I like it. I think it's really smart. But I mean, he's just going to roll him over anyways. Almost twice the supply at the moment. And, you know, this game, I am a little bit surprised YoDa stayed in the center for that long. Because,
well, that seemed to be this moment where he just slowed down a lot, right? Hold the center, but unsiege and push back out, because you can almost see Bbyong probing out on the map and being like, yeah, okay.
The thing is, he's not going to check there again. Like, as soon as you get one volley off on, like, the Hellions moving through the map, if you just move back, he's playing around that area anyways. He may just assume it's there. It's almost like a psychological advantage in that way.
Well, the third base is completely cut off. YoDa now lifting up the second, and meanwhile, the third base with even more SCVs being sent to it. Double command centers being made. Check and made. GG.
Wowzers. Quick couple first matches here, but really, when you look at this group, Life and Bbyong stick out as the true top caliber guys.
And that means we're going to have a great match for best of 3, number 3.
Absolutely. That is a fact. Like, Life vs. Bbyong is a match that anyone would tune into, really.
Sure.
So, guys, go tell your friends GSL is
Tell
on.
your friends to come in.
Jesus is back.
I'm back, guys. Well, YoDa, I guess I can't really say that we should be surprised. It's unfortunate the games haven't been closer overall today. But Bbyong really exhibiting top-tier TvT.
Yeah, very well done. Great mech play. I'm excited to see, hopefully, some mech against Life here. I would imagine that he's going to go for mech. Bbyong has been a very good mech player for a very long time, even sometimes utilizing against Protoss, so that shows you how much he loves that unit comp. So, should be really nice games against Life, I think. I think Life is going to have to really push himself to make sure he wins this.
Yeah, I think it could be 2-1, 2-0. Any predictions?
I think it'll probably be a 2-1 for Life. That's my guess.
We are going to go to a short little break, and when we return, we're going to go on to the winners match to see which player will be the first to move on to the round of 16 in the GSL Code S.